Hi everyone, my name is Caraline Malloy and I'm a member of the STEM Program Evaluation Lab here at UNCG. Today I'm going to share with you findings from our evaluation of the National Science Foundation's Includes Alliance's efforts to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion within STEM fields. As an introduction to why this work is important, Madison and Mara expressed that the lack of racial and ethnic diversity in STEM fields in higher education is well documented. This is partly due to racial and environmental disparities among Black and Brown students, such as less access to test prep resources, and this typically results in poor performance on standardized tests compared to their white peers. And ultimately, this tends to filter them out of the admissions process as standardized tests are prioritized very highly in the undergraduate admissions process. So pre-college STEM programs, or PCSPs, have been proposed by the STEM Push Network to increase the number of underrepresented students in STEM by providing a more accessible success predictive metric. Pre-college STEM programs provide students with hands-on experiences in STEM fields and success in higher education. So the STEM Push Network has spent the past 2 years recruiting pre-college STEM programs to create an alliance of pre-college STEM programs that can work together to tackle this issue. As the external evaluations team for the STEM Push Network, using qualitative data collection, we track their efforts to form an alliance to address inequities in the college admissions process for Black and Brown students. The current problem, according to the STEM Push Network, is that while many pre-college STEM programs have been successful in attracting and supporting minoritized students, these programs haven't systematically been leveraged to increase the number of underrepresented ethnically and racially minoritized students being admitted to undergraduate STEM programs. So to effectively leverage these pre-college programs, the network has created a list of pre-college STEM program participation criteria that you can see on the left side of the screen. As part of our research, we evaluated the effectiveness of this criteria by interviewing the program directors about their experiences as participants in this alliance and completing document and video reviews. Our main goal is sharing with the network how they have been attending to this DI work, while also providing recommendations on what they could do to improve. So from our evaluation, we discerned that the selection criteria proved to be effective in recruiting alliance relevant pre-college STEM programs. So for example, some pre-college STEM programs were deterred actually from participating in the program if they fell short in these criteria, or if they failed to cater to high school students who attend schools in urban areas. To illustrate the effectiveness of the project's criteria for inclusion and/or exclusion, a pre-college STEM program, the Young Innovators of Society, actually withdrew or were excluded from this cohort because they fell short when it came to the criteria. But per our recommendation, although the criteria did prove to be effective in recruiting only pre-college STEM programs that serve with serving Black and Brown students in mind, the Alliance team should intentionally pursue means that center pre-college STEM programs learning from each other and include Black and Brown student voices in the work. Additionally, the project team's desire to continue to refine pre-college STEM program inclusion criteria and fine-tuning the project's efforts should be consistent endeavor. Consistently reflexive, or generally, reflexive efforts on the part of the project team could have a favorable impact on the Alliance's work. In concluding the evaluation, one thing we'd like to consider is how the STEM Push Network's recent change from using underrepresented racial minorities to Black and Brown students more specifically when talking about what groups are not frequent in STEM. So namely, we wonder, might this change an additional specification in who this alliance aims to serve might exist in driving the shared mission, or perhaps it might just show us that many pre-college STEM programs aren't actually attending to Black and Brown students specifically, which might really limit who can participate in this alliance, which may or may not prove to be detrimental if that number of actual programs end up being too small. So the network should consider further what this terminology change might mean for them further down the road. But this concludes the presentation. So thank you all so much for listening. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to message me at csmalloy@uncg.edu.